Hey guys, I'm Alex.
And I'm Kelsey.
And we are Tesla, Teens Exploring Science with a Live Audience. We are named after Nikola Tesla, a scientist who helped us gain a better understanding of electricity. And here, I'll show you guys right now. That is the wrong button. Here is a Tesla coil that you can find on display at the Museum of Science and Industry.
We are science achievers from the Community Initiatives team at the Museum of Science and Industry. This is a science education show on every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
All right. This season of Tesla, we will be learning about a form of sound called music and the instruments that produce it.
Hey, that sounds pretty good. Get it? Sounds.
Funny stuff, Kelsey. Funny
I know.
stuff. Okay. So let's first talk about sound as a wave vibrating through an object.
Sound is the motion of a disturbance through matter, meaning energy is transmitted through matter. Keep in mind that the matter does not move.
That's right, Kelsey. And unlike light from the sun, which can travel through empty space, right? Sound has to travel through a solid, liquid, or gas. Yeah, okay. It's described as a mechanical compression wave. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Or simply, if you want to call it a compression or longitudinal wave. Whereas light is a different kind of wave called a transverse electromagnetic wave, or an EM wave.
Wow, that's just a fancy way of saying that light waves move at right angles to their direction of travel.
Yeah, that is 100% correct. And, but what about sound waves? But what about sound waves? How do they move in relation to their direction of travel? Okay. Yeah. Sound waves are compression waves, and they move in the same direction of their traveling. Okay, let me get a diagram for our viewers. All right. All right. Here we go. Okay. As I said before, sound waves are compression waves, and they move in the same direction they're traveling. And in the process, they produce regions called compressions and rarefactions.
Compressions and rarefactions?
Yeah, let me explain. It simply means sound waves produce regions that are compressed, like these little bunched up bits right here, like a squeezed down slinky, and regions that are stretched out, like the stretched out slinky bits right here, like a pulling spaghetti apart kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Compressions are the regions that are compressed or squeezed together, and rarefactions are those regions that are stretched out or spread apart.
Exactly.
We can also describe these regions as crests and troughs as seen in the image of a sine wave right here.
Get that for our viewers.
Yeah.
And there we go.
The crest, the top peak of the wave, is the compression, and the trough, the bottom peak of the wave, is the rarefaction, the stretched out region, as seen there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And that's exactly right. And this sine wave is the simplest form of wave motion. It just contains one pure tone, right?
Right. Most sounds are not pure tones though, because they contain many different frequencies and overtones.
That is right. But a tuning fork, like the one I have here, see? It just produces a pitch that is a pure tone. Let's show our viewers that pure tone. Cool, right?
That's really nice.
Nice. Okay, so...
Now, let's talk about sound and music.
All right.
Music is a very special kind of sound and is made up of various sine waves with different frequencies. We'll describe music as organized sound in time or rhythm.
All right. So on the other hand, we'll describe noise as unorganized sound with no discrete fundamental frequency, like thunder.
Hey, did you know that music is a language with a voice and character?
Really?
Each musical instrument has a voice with a specific character or timbre, spelled T-I-M-B-R-E. Timbre is the voice quality that allows you to distinguish the different voices among all of your friends.
Wow, that's really interesting. Did you know music can, speak to your emotions and make you feel different ways?
No.
All right. Let's experience those emotions by listening to a few examples of some music to get a better understanding of how music makes us feel. Okay, so listen to this first example.
Alright.
And tell me if you think it's expressing either a bright or dark emotion. Let me get that pulled up for our viewers.
Alright, so bright or dark?
So-
Let's see, bright or dark?
Uh-huh. Yeah. So,
Have you heard this before?
I have not heard this one before.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So bright or dark?
Kelsey, do you prefer bright or dark emotions?
Depends the mood I'm in, because if I'm in a bad mood, I don't want to be hearing something happy, because then I would feel bad for feeling sad. You know?
That's an
What
interesting.
about you?
That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, I prefer honestly. I prefer a more happy emotion, right?
Yeah.
I like to be a happy guy, so listen to
Yeah.
bright emotions, get myself moving. I like to dance. Here is our song. All right, Kelsey.
All right, bright or dark? I gotta say, that's a bright emotion.
I would
Now-
agree with you.
All right, now your turn to listen and tell me if it's expressing an emotion that's bright or dark.
Okay, let's get that pulled up for our viewers.
Bright or dark?
Bright or dark?
Simmer on that.
I will. Oh, definitely. Okay. Bright or dark? Me. Move that. Wow, that's scary.
A little ominous.
Yeah, I would definitely describe it as that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah. That is definitely a dark emotion.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you.
Okay, Kelsey, how about this next song? Is the emotion it is expressing, would you say it's either warm or bright?
Ooh, warm or bright? Warm or bright?
Okay, let me get that pulled up for our viewers.
Alright.
Here we go. All right, Kelsey. Warm or bright?
Now that is warm. Very warm.
I would definitely agree.
Now, last but not least, what do you think about this one? Is this emotion happy or dark?
Okay, let's pull that up for our viewers so I can tell them what I think.
Happy or dark? Remember
Okay.
that.
Right about here. That is. Oh, that's nice.
That's
So,
really nice.
Really happy. It's like a like day on the beach kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So.
During the break, listen carefully to the solo instrument we'll discuss later in the show.
Okay, let me get that pulled up for our viewers so you guys can hear it. PC, sorry.
Hi, I'm Georgia.
And I'm Yulia.
Welcome back to T.E.S.L.A. Each musical instrument looks and sounds differently and usually fits into one of the three following categories: chordophones, aerophones, and idiophones.
Okay, let's talk about idiophones. Idiophones are percussion instruments with members of the idiophone group. A solid material such as wood or metal vibrates to produce a sound by scraping, shaking, or striking. The instruments in the image shown here are idiophones or percussion instruments.
We've already discussed two of these idiophones. the xylophone, and the glockenspiel.
Today we'll be discussing 2 additional idiophones shown in the diagram.
Let's see what we have left. We have a tambourine, cymbals, timpani, snare drum, triangle, and bass drum.
Hey, wait a minute. Do these instruments have different voices as people do?
Yes, they do. They can be identified by either sight or sound, and we're going to choose 2 of these instruments to compare and contrast.
And I remember that compare means to see how things are alike, and contrast means to see how they are different.
Yes, you're right. So let's choose the cymbals and the triangle.
That sounds good. Get it? Sound.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so first let's see how these 2 instruments are alike.
Okay, well, first I can see that they're both made of metal,
And they're both struck to produce a sound.
and they're both untuned instruments, which means they don't have a definite pitch like the xylophone and glockenspiel.
Now, how are they different?
Well, right away, I can see that their shapes are different. The cymbals are round or circular in shape, and guess what shape the triangle is?
That's a tough one. It resembles a triangle.
You are right. The triangle is played by striking it with a metal rod.
While the cymbals can be played by either striking them together or with a drumstick or brush.
There's one last thing that's different about these 2 instruments.
Let me guess. The sound or timbre? Well, let's take a look and see.
Okay, we'll play a tune using the cymbals and then the triangles. First, let's hear the cymbals. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Me too.
And you know, I didn't realize the cymbals could be played in so many different ways to produce so many different sounds.
Who knew? All right, well, now let's listen to the triangle.
All right.
For the first ever
Here we go.
Yeah. Well, the triangle has a bell-like sound.
It does. And you know, they both have a distinctive sound which is called their timbre.
Well, we saw how the cymbals and the triangle are alike and different.
We also heard the differences in their sound quality called timbre.
Listen to the next tune to see if you can hear the triangle.
All right, we're back, and I'm Alex.
And I'm Kelsey.
And you did hear the triangle on that last one, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was really great. All right, how about let's recall that each musical instrument looks and sounds differently and usually fits into one of the 3 following families. Either chordophones, right, aerophones,
Yeah.
or, idiophones.
Okay, now let's talk about the aerophones. With members of the aerophone group, the initial sound is produced by a vibrating mass of air, like the instruments in the image shown
All
here.
right, let's get that for our viewers. Okay, here we are. here are our instruments. Let me zoom in so our beautiful viewers can see.
All right,
Look
now
at those.
in this diagram here, we have our clarinet, and here we have our bassoon.
All right, yeah. And as a reminder, with aerophones or wind instruments, the sound is produced by blowing air into the instrument with the help of a device called a reed to produce sound. There are actually 3 different types of reeds.
Yes, and I would like to name them for our viewers.
Let's do that.
All right, in this diagram, this is a diagram of mouthpieces and reeds. There is the lip reed, where the player's lip buzz into the mouthpiece with bursts of air, as seen with a French horn, a trombone, and a trumpet.
That's exactly right. And then there is the mechanical reed type, usually made from cane, which is a tall, stocky plant. The player sets the mechanical reed into motion with breaths of air, as with the clarinet and the oboe.
And finally, there's the air reed, where air inside the instrument is set into motion by the pressure from air continuously being blown into instrument, as demonstrated with playing the flute and recorder.
All right. Okay, how about we compare and contrast our 2 aerophones, the clarinet and the bassoon?
In other words, how are these 2 instruments alike, and how are they different?
All right, let's take a look at our clarinet and bassoon again.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kelsey, how are they alike?
Well, as I can see, they both have valves or keys that are pressed down to change their pitch or sound.
Yeah, and it appears they are both made out of wood.
And their keys look like they're both made of metal.
Yeah, that's really true. And as we recall earlier, they both use a mechanical reed to produce sound.
Now, Alex, how are they different?
All right, that's a good question. It looks like the bassoon. Actually, we have another diagram to show you guys. The bassoon is actually much larger than the clarinet, as you can see here. All right.
And the clarinet's mouthpiece is directly from the opposite end from the bell, while the bassoon is located further down the middle top, further down from the top end of the instrument, as seen from here.
Wow, that's sticking out of the middle. That's really funny. Yeah, that's very true. Okay. Speaking of the mouthpiece, Kelsey, there's another difference between the 2 instruments. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that difference. The clarinet has a single reed. Let's look at the clarinet's reed really quick.
Right here.
So you can see it has a single reed, and then the bassoon. Let me adjust that so our beautiful viewers can see it. We can see a single reed, and the bassoon. So you can see here. Maybe I can zoom in closer for our beautiful viewers. Yeah, the bassoon turns out has a double reed, as you can see here. That's really interesting.
Now there's one last thing that makes them different.
I forgot about that. Let me guess. It is their sound or their timbre. Alright. How about let's check and see.
We will listen to a musical selection from the clarinet and then the bassoon.
All right, let me get that pulled up for our beautiful viewers today. Here we go. I like it. It's really jazzy.
Yeah.
Do you hear that rumbling sound?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Alright, that was actually the clarinet. And
now will be the bassoon.
yeah, if I was going to go back, I would not describe the clarinet with a rumbling sound. I would describe the bassoon with a rumbling sound, as we will see here.
Let's see. Oh yeah, this definitely has a more rumble sound than before.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah. Really,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, as I made a mistake earlier, I would say the clarinet has a higher sound.
Yeah, their distinctive sound quality is called their timbre.
Yep. And we saw in how the clarinet and the bassoon are alike and different.
We heard the differences in their sound quality called timbre.
And during the break, listen to this bassoon ensemble. Let me get that pulled up for our viewers.
Welcome back to T.E.S.L.A. I'm Georgia,
And I'm Yulia.
and in this fourth and final segment, we'll review some of the things we talked about featuring musical sounds and instruments.
How about a trivia-based challenge on what we learned today?
Okay, we'll both ask each other questions, and if you answer correctly, you'll receive a point. Whoever has the most points by the end is the winner.
Got it. Let's start the trivia challenge.
All right, first question. Sound waves have two different regions. Can you name one of them?
Okay, I'm thinking back to the image from the first segment. And, okay, let me think. So the picture showed regions of waves that were squeezed together or compressed. So those regions are compressions.
You're starting off in the right direction. Get it? Right?
I get it. Okay. What is the other region called?
Okay, well, these regions are spread out, and they're known as rarefactions.
You, my friend, are right.
Okay, next question. There are three different groups of instruments: chordophones, aerophones, and idiophones. Which group includes the cymbals and the triangle?
Okay. Arrow sounds like air. And chord sounds like a chord or a string. The cymbals and triangles are played by striking. I'm going to say idiophones. Cymbals and triangles are part of the idiophone family. Unlike the glockenspiel and xylophone, the cymbals and triangles do not have a definite pitch because they are untuned percussion instruments.
You are absolutely right.
Okay, well, which group includes a clarinet and a bassoon?
Okay, well, clarinets and bassoons require air to be blown into them to make a sound. So, air sounds like arrow. So I'm going to say aerophones.
Great reasoning, and you are right.
Great. Okay, next question. What is the sound quality that allows you to distinguish between a clarinet and a bassoon?
Okay. The sound quality. So each instrument has their own sound quality, and this sound quality is called their timbre.
Right. You are absolutely right.
Yeah. Okay. Final question.
Okay.
What is music?
That's a tough question. One thing I can say for certain is that music is a form of sound, usually in time or in rhythm.
Sweet and simple. You're correct.
All right, well, let's see who the winner is. It's a tie. Both of us
Okay.
won.
Okay, I was expecting to win, but okay.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Well, this is the end of our show. We are T.E.S.L.A from MSI, a science education show every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
We'll see you next week.
Bye!